Thanks for the support as a channel member, PP0476. It's title decider time, folks, as we look to move up into Tier 6 for the first time in the history of the football club. It is a little bit later in the season than planned because half of the team have left. Hello and welcome to part 28 of the Bourne Legacy. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we have two games in the, I don't even know what the league is called that we're in, the Premier Division South. So we're basically already in the Premier League. Why do we need to get promoted? And we're away against Wimbourne, at home against Enfield. Since you were last with me, you can see we have had a little bit of a wobble, as mentioned before. A defeat, a couple of draws. We're slowly starting to come back to form, but it's largely because of the amount of players who've left since the last episode. The last time I saw you, Matthew Smith had gone in the summer, but no one had left since. Well, since then, Kieran Freeman's gone to Morton. Morton are paying him nearly $4,000 a week. Holy smokes. Officially highest paid former Bourne player we've had so far. 3.7k a week. No wonder he left. And he's gone straight into their first team in the Scottish Championship. Brian Brown has left, 1.4k a week for him. He's playing for Crusaders in Northern Ireland. Also going to Crusaders was Lee Hodson. I don't know why they needed to take two right backs from us, but they're paying Lee Hodson more than $2,000 a week, so can't really argue. Scott Brown has gone to Inverness, 1.9k a week, and again playing regularly in the Scottish Premiership, having left us. Jake Logan has gone to Crawley, who are paying him £475 a week. He must talk to his former mates and wonder why he's so skint, especially because he's playing regularly in League One. Ridiculous. Sam McClelland, a big loss. Gone to Blackpool, deserved far more money than that, £650 a week to play regularly in League Two. We've lost Josh Morton, who's gone to Colchester, only £325 a week. Potentially, when you count his goal bonuses and stuff he was getting for us, he might be earning less money now than he was for us because he was scoring a lot of goals, getting a lot of assists, playing every game. But now he's playing in League Two, so probably doesn't care that he's earning a little bit less money. Lewis Warrington went to Doncaster, £500 a week. He is available for loan. If we needed him, we could probably bring him back, but we don't need him. He's at a League One club, but not really playing. And then lastly, Luke Cundall has gone to Havant and Waterlooville, £625 a week, where he is playing in the National League. As a result of that, we have had to bring in a few players, largely defenders. We've brought in Michael Nottingham, who's a right back, formerly of lots of league clubs and non-league clubs. Alex Lacey, they're all old men. It's all we could get at this time of the year. Alex Lacey, 29-year-old centre-back. Again, quite the journeyman career he's had. Jordan Clark is a 31-year-old right-back. Again, in fact, that's not journeyman. That's Coventry and Scunthorpe is who he's played for. So playing in League One last year, now playing for us. Sort of swapping places with some of the players who've gone the other way. And then some former Premier League talent in the shape of James Chester. He is 34 years old now, but does have a number of seasons in the Premier League under his belt. In fact, most recently was at Premier League Aston Villa, although didn't play for them all year, but was out on loan at Swansea in the Premier League the year before. So not a bad signing there, is it? This is what the league, that's not the league table. This is what the league table looks like. So we are well clear at the top. Dodds is closing in on top scorer, but he'll probably leave the club before he gets there, although he's not actually wanted by anyone at the moment. But the point is, if we can get a point, I think it's just a point that we need, we should wrap up the title today. If not, we should wrap it up in today's episode at the very least. So a bit of a new look team, as we've had the heart ripped out of our defence and our midfield. The one bright spot is that Charlie Wiggett is still here. He is wanted, which is very unfortunate, because if he can just hold on a little bit longer, if we can get to the summer with him still here, we can offer him a proper contract, and we'd actually be starting next year with a player who'd already had 2 seasons with us under his belt. He's the only opportunity we've got to do that, and that would, I suppose, Lee as well. Although Lee less of a first team regular now, although he's also wanted. For goodness sake. Roberts in goal, a back four of Chiezu, Lacey, Wiggett and Chester, Munting and Wright in midfield, Longalo and Lee supporting McGuinness and Dodds up front. Let's get into the game and hopefully score lots of goals, win the league, and then you never have to see us playing at these non-league levels winning every game 8-0 with players on non-contracts again. I do think it's going to be quite interesting to see what happens this summer, because I do have a sneaky suspicion that because we're not going to be offering non-contracts anymore, we're going to become less attractive to some of these very talented youngsters. And it might actually be one of the weakest squads I've assembled. Really counterintuitively, it will be one of the weaker squads I've assembled over the course of a summer, because I think if you're someone like Sam McClellan, for example, who was far too good for us, was always far too good for us, but could come into us knowing he'd get regular football, put himself in the shop window, and then move on whenever he wanted. I don't think that player necessarily signs a 1 year or 2 year contract with us, knowing that we'd demand a fee and he might be stuck with us for 2 years, etc., etc. So it's going to be a very interesting summer, I think. I know it's been tricky for some of you to keep on this series up to this point. I do really appreciate those of you who are still watching every day. As I've said a couple of times now, I'm never starting at tier 10 again. But the important thing is we effectively start again from tomorrow's episode, because we're in tier 6, we're in the conference north or south, depending on which one we end up in, offering proper contracts, building a proper squad, and it's going to feel a lot more like a normal save. We'll just consider all this the pre-show. The main event, that kicks off tomorrow. I'm so very tempted to relist it as episode 1 again and just pretend, put this all as Bourne Legacy preview. I don't know. So this is the Bourne Legacy. The next one could be the Bourne. What comes? So that was the Legacy that we left. What could the next series be? Same team. I get like 20,000 views on an episode 1. I'm not going to get that on an episode 29 or whatever it's going to end up being, even though it effectively is a new start. Answers. Don't say on a postcard. Answers. I don't know, tape them to a pigeon. It won't get to me. I don't have any homing pigeons, but, you know, so it's a way to give an answer, isn't it? We haven't scored yet in this game. I don't think we need to. I think a draw is enough, but it would be nice to actually win the football match. But we are finding that a little bit harder to do as our players continue to just leave the club. There is Dodds, though, with a 25th goal of the season, and I know a win is definitely enough. I haven't even looked at where Wimborne are in the league. Wimbourne versus Bourne. It's just a fun match. Wimborne, they're like our evil twins. We're Bourne. Oh, don't talk to me about Wimborne. It's like Mario and Wario. It really is, because it begins with a W. They're evil Bourne. Where are they? They're down in the relegation battle. So that's what they get for being evil. If they were less evil, they'd have probably been more likely to be challenging for promotion like we are. I think we've shown that by being not evil, success comes your way. Longalo now plays it forward, looking for Dodds. Dodds is in here. Dodds should have scored again. It was a very good chance. It was a lovely pass from Longalo, but wasn't quite aimed goalwards by Dodds, and it's Lee with the corner. Dodds again trying to get hold of it, ends up falling to Munting, who he's one of these who I'm pretty sure he's been here a little while, but hasn't been able to get opportunities because of so many good central midfielders being ahead of him. So he is now getting an opportunity, but because he's been here a while, as soon as he starts to perform, he can move on. Oh, James Chester wasn't expecting to play at right back when I signed him either, I don't think. I think he probably thought, with all his experience, he might get in the team at centre back. Oh, we lost. We lost just as many right backs as we did centre backs over the course of that little spell of 6 or 7 players leaving. It was like almost one a day. It was certainly one a match we were losing for a little while. And it got to the point where I was kind of just going to ride it out and play youth players because the season was pretty much already done. But good old Josh McGuinness came to see me and said, look, boss, the squad's looking a little weak here. So on his instruction, I went and signed some more players just to fill the defence back out. And I'm glad I did, because we got some decent calibre defenders who, again, if you can get someone like James Chester on a 1-year contract next year to play for us in the Conference North, I think we could do a lot worse than a player like that. Lots of experience, clearly still good enough because he's doing a good job for us now. And I think someone like that, we don't just want a team of 18-year-olds who've just been released by Premier League teams. We need a little bit of experience. I'd like to keep McGuinness around if I can. Again, as long as he doesn't leave before the end of the season. I'd like to offer him a contract. I'd like to offer Chester a contract. There are players who I'd like to bring Tommy Rowe back and offer him a proper contract. I miss him. So I think if we can get one experienced player in each section of the pitch, I think that's a good basis to build a squad around, and then go and get as many youngsters as we can get through the door, like we usually do. But not just exclusively youngsters. That's my thinking. Munting now plays it out to Kiezu, who ball over the top, looking for Dodds. Dodds is quick, forces a save out of the evil Bourne goalkeeper, and they manage to get the ball clear. We are looking in terms of some substitutions. Dom Tier is still at the club, by the way. He's turned down so many moves to other clubs. I don't think I've played him all year. It's just because so many players have left, he's now made his way back up onto the bench again. He was never a regular starter for us last year. I think he's going to be one of these who's still going to be here in about 10 years' time, because I'll just forget to release him. He'll just stay on his non-contract forever, never be offered a proper deal, never leave, and he'll still be here when he's 40. He'll be on the coaching staff when he's in his 50s, just turning up on his non-contract. They might play me this week, and I might get a few quid. Other than that, I'll just do some coaching instead. Right. How are we? What are we? There's been too many highlights in this match. Score some goals. We've had 6 clear-cut chances and only scored twice. Their goalkeeper is having a blinder. 7 clear-cut chances now, still just the 2 goals. Dodds is a frustrating man. Hector Ingram would have scored 5 goals in this game. Carty would have done. Mata probably wouldn't. I imagine Mata's retired by now. We'll probably check in on some. Well, we will check in on some of those players tomorrow in the transfer special, because obviously the majority of them are going to be in the all-time best 11. So we'll go in and check in on them as part of that. Kiezu now playing it forward to Dodds. Dodds to McGuinness. Lovely little pass to play Longelo in. Surely this is a third. It is a third. Emmanuel Longelo, a 5th goal of the season for him, puts us 3-0 up. And I mean, we can happily declare ourselves champions at this point. We're not conceding any more goals. We're not conceding enough goals to make this a problem from here on in. Let's just make a few changes. We're just looking for the players who've got the lowest ratings. I think that's a perfectly acceptable reason to take them off. We'll do a third as well. We'll take off Munt. We haven't got anyone to bring up. We've got no midfielders left. Take off McGuinness and bring on Shamar Moore, who is one of our newer signings. There you go. Players in advance forward up alongside Dodds. Let's see if you're any good. Let's drop a little bit of praise as well, just because we have just made 3 fairly random looking substitutions all at the same time. So drop a little bit of praise. Say, lads, you are doing fine. We're just trying a few things out. We're looking at a few players. Moore now turns his man, plays Dodds in. That was a lovely little pass. Dodds is in, and Dodds has missed again. Or he's not missed again. Their goalkeeper saved it again. 9 clear-cut chances now. I haven't looked at what their goalkeeper's rating is showing at, but it must be a very... He's got to be looking very generous. He's having it. He's conceded 3 goals. He's only on a 6.8. That seems really unfair, because he's saved 6 clear-cut chances, 3 half chances. We've had 14 shots on target, for goodness sake. He's obviously having a decent game. Moore's turned his man again really well there, and Moore has scored. And Shamar Moore might be half decent. He's shown a couple of times since he's been on the pitch that he's got a little bit about him. And that was a lovely little turn. We'll have a look at that again. Here's the little move away from his player, uses his pace, nice little tidy finish. And their poor old goalkeeper. I can understand why he's frustrated, because he's done his bit. The rest of the team haven't done theirs at all. We're still going. This has been the longest match, and we're only showing this one match today, by the way. I'm not going to put you through a second game when we all know what's going to happen in it. I'll just race through those quickly offline and get us as quickly as possible to tomorrow's transfer special, because we'll have no more of this now. This period of the club, as fun as it was for me playing it, I like winning. It's over now. We are entering reality, and one of the biggest realities that's going to hit us is the fact that we don't have a lot of money if we've got to start offering actual salaries, it could be problematic. Moore is in again and is looking decent. 11 clear-cut chances. Now, I don't know if we've ever got to double figures for clear-cut chances before. This is mad. And their keeper still looks like he's having a good game. I mean, he is their best player, to be fair, rating-wise. And they've conceded 4 goals. But there you go. For the first time, I think, in 2 years, you get to see us actually pick up a trophy, because I kept doing it wrong and winning them offline. But there you go. We have our 4th consecutive league title, our 4th consecutive promotion. Well done, boys and girls. Do we get to see some budgets? Kev likes budgets. Do we get to find out what league we're going to be in next year? Or are we going to have to wait until I guess we're going to have to wait until the end of the season for that. But there you go. We are going to get our budgets. So budget-wise, we haven't got any more money than we've had this year, which is a bit of an indication. I mean, that's what happens when you don't have a cup run. So it's going to be a challenging transfer window tomorrow, I think. We shall see what happens. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.